Hey, Shab with you. Just waiting on the car line for the kids, so I figured I'd make a video on if you plan on moving to Springfield, Missouri, what you should know. Um, it's the biggest little town you've probably ever been in. So 150,000 or 60,000 now probably. In just the city alone, then you got your metro area like Nixa, Republic, Rogersville, Ozark, Willard, which makes up probably closer to 500,000. These hubs are within 12 miles or so from Springfield. Everybody comes to Springfield on the weekends because, this is the biggest place there is, and nearest these smaller towns. So when it feels packed here during the weekdays, it feels really packed on the weekends. Nicer restaurants, your Coltons, your steakhouses, your Red Lobsters, your places like that are going to be super hard to get into on the weekends. So get in early. It's still super cheap to live here. You can still find a decent house for $250,000. Some even cheaper depending on what side of town you want to go on to. I think I've covered this already, that Springfield's kind of spread out between the poor being on the north side and the richer being on the south side. But some people still live on the north side, just more north, almost out of city limits. There's some really nice neighborhoods on that side. Same with east and west and south, but it seems like anything, I would say, south of Sunshine is going to be your nicer neighborhoods. But expect it to be small town closed. Like places have the old 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 hours. It's so weird here. Big city and you're on regular hours, 9 to 5 hours. It's weird that we have, I don't know, probably 8 Walmart supercenters and only one Battlefield Mall on the south side. A lot of your higher end places, like your nicer diners, your nicer stores and stuff like that, are going to be on the south side of town, your date night type places. And then your north side is just going to be your fast food. There's a couple of, fancy places like Hot Shots Golf or something like that on the north side, but that's, of course, by the Hilton Hotel. Also, if you plan on moving here, we kind of stick to our own side of town, which is weird, right? Unless you want to go to a fancy dinner, like I said, then you're going to drive across town. But if you're a north sider, like myself, we don't really drive to the south side. There's no reason to. Like, we got everything on the north side that the south side has, just minus the fancy stuff. We got Chick-fil-A, we got Burger King, Taco Bell, whatever, any kind of food you can think of. We have Walmart, plenty of gas stations, and then the north side, of course, is full of smoke shops and liquor stores. So we kind of divide ourselves that way. You're north sider or you're south sider. And people tell you that, like, north siders usually don't go past, I would say, Chestnut, and south siders usually don't go past Sunshine, unless they got to do something over here, or unless we got to do something over there. Kind of like the north and the south. But it's the north side sucks. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I feel like Springfield purposely keeps all the homeless and the vagrants and the people in need on the north side. They do not want them south. And you'll see a few stragglers on the south side. It's getting more and more now. But the majority of the north side is, like I said, smoke shops, alcohol, car lots, lots of car lots on the north side. There's a few churches over there that give out charity and stuff like that. And so the north side's going to be your more rundown part of town. You got to be a little tougher over there. If you move here, it's okay. I mean, you can handle the north side. Just I wouldn't be leaving my front doors open, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't be sleeping with my windows cracked. Some people comment and say, I still sleep with my windows cracked. Well, could be you. Could be your name. There's some people here that know people. They're people that grew up here, and believe it or not, it is a small town. I mean, 150,000 people isn't actually that small, but there are people with last names around here that people know not to jack with or mess with, I think the new people that are moving in and causing a lot of the trouble and stuff like that are probably more of it's drugs and, you know, that kind of violence. Seems the violence around here is usually over drugs, and it's usually because of money or somebody owes somebody or somebody knows somebody. It's never just random, you know. People aren't really walking down the road and shooting people around here. It's usually over something. But so, Norris, if you can't afford to, you know, live on the south side, you can't afford a $400,000 or $500,000 house, and you want to settle for a $200,000 house or a $150,000 small house, buy a gun, get some cameras, you know, mind your business, don't act like a victim, and don't leave your doors unlocked, and or your car, or don't leave anything of value in your car, and you should be okay. You should be good. You live on the south side, I still recommend locking your doors and owning a gun and some cameras. You know, you never know, but Springfield's weird. We don't have any wards here. It's not like this area specifically is for low-income housing. And I mean, we have some low-income housing spread out through the whole thing. You know, there's the villas. There's a couple places kind of north that are all strictly low income. But the way the city works is they try to pepper it out through the whole neighborhoods. So the crime isn't, you know, concentrated in one area, I guess. I don't know. But try to find a not busy street. Don't try to move in next to a liquor store or a church or any of those things. Make sure you check the area out, you know, even if it's just a peripheral view of, you know, the house you want to look at. Make sure you're Google Earthing it. Make sure you're looking what's around it. Go a few blocks back and forth, you know. Check your neighbors. Your neighbors, believe it or not, will let you know what kind of situation you're moving into. If there's a bunch of trash all over the yard and motors strung out everywhere, chances are there might be a gearhead. You might be dealing with some loud noises. You know, you're still going to have those here. Things to do here. Like I said, we only got one mall. Crazy. We used to have two. Now we got one. We used to have one on the north side, which is awesome. Didn't have to go to the south side to go to the mall. And mostly it's just walking around it. They didn't have a whole lot of things in that mall. It's like a Foot Locker and a couple of food places and some knick-knack type places, but nothing crazy. Now there's really nothing to do on the north side. There's a couple trails on the north side of town if you want to ride your bike and stuff. And like I said, once again, make sure you're locking up your vehicles and stuff if you're going to go for a bike ride or any of that stuff. But as in things to do, family stuff, you can find plenty of family things. Midtown, you've got ice skating. North side of town, you don't have much, a lot of anything. There's some fountains for kids to play in. We have urban air, you know. We have one roller rink here. 150,000 people. We used to have 3, right? So now there's 1. And it's way on the south side of town. It's almost like you're going to Nixa. So if you're on the north side, it's way out of town to go. And they're only open for like 3 or 4 hours a day. I don't get that either. It's like Fridays and Saturdays, they're open from 5 to 9 or something like that. And then during the week, I think they're only, I don't even know if they're open during the week. Of course, I haven't been skating in forever. The ice rink, I don't know their hours either. I mean, they're reasonable to go to and to participate in, but you know, we got urban air for the kids. Quite a few hiking trails, you know what I mean? Branson's not too far, but I'm just talking about things to do here in general, you know what I mean? That doesn't cost a lot of money. There's quite a few parks. Lots of parks to take your kids to. Closed Memorial is one of my favorites. It's the Japanese Stroll Gardens. We have a sister city in Japan that is they have kind of a similar setup in their park area, so that's fun to do. There's always lightings during the holidays and stuff like that. But I would say Springfield is more focused on being a college town, since we have 5 major colleges, right? MSU, Drury, Evangel, BBC, CBC's gone, and OTC, and I think that's it. But anyway, every year those people bring in probably $50,000, $60,000 more, and they're kind of catered to that. The city is definitely catered to the drinking crowd. If you like to drink and you like to eat, then yeah, come here. Downtown is nothing but bars. It's almost like a little Beale Street here, right? The downtown area. Plenty of coffee shops. Definitely, I would say a town for people between 20 and 40, I would say. If you're looking for quiet and just to kind of chill and relax, I wouldn't say Springfield's really the city for you. Even moving here to an outer part of the city, like Republic or Nixa or something like that, I think it's just getting too big. We're looking to move. And I've lived here my whole life. And I am just tired. The traffic is getting worse. The people moving here are getting worse. I've never understood that either. You're a crappy person where you're at. You move to Springfield, a new state or a new city, you get to become a whole new person. You don't have to bring your attitude with you. You get to start all over again, start fresh, and be the person you always wanted to be or try to be. But no, these people come here and they have attitudes and they want to fight, and you honk at somebody because they're sitting at a light. And back when I was growing up, they either waved, like, oh, sorry, my bad, and took off. Or if they didn't think they were wrong, they might have flipped you off. Whatever, you flip you off and you flip them off and you go about your way. Well, now people want to stop in traffic, get out of their car. They want to chase you. We've been chased. I had a lady pull literally out of her driveway in front of us, almost hit her, honk the horn. She comes flying up beside me, catches up to me, and methed out, don't you honk your horn at me. Don't be blowing you don't know who I am. This is the kind of crap that's coming here. More and more vagrants, more and more homeless people, more and more people that, I'm not saying everyone who smokes cannabis is bad, but I'm saying everybody who's bad smokes cannabis. Does that make sense? Weed's legal here. It's very cheap to live here and very reasonable to live here. Our taxes are only like 4.25%. Minimum wage is going up to $15 an hour. So everybody from California is moving to Texas, and everybody from Texas is moving up to Springfield, or up this area. So just be wary. Like I said, smallest, biggest town you'll ever live in. A few family things to do, but I'd say it's mostly focused around dining and alcohol here. There are 15 breweries, 12 different coffee type shops, tons of fast food, tons of dining. But here's the thing, the diversity of the dining is not super diverse either. You got your pick between barbecue, Chinese food, or Mexican. That's basically what you're going to find everywhere in Springfield. Chinese, Mexican, or barbecue. Do you have those specialty places down on Commercial Street, like some Cuban food or some Indian food? Sure, yeah, you got it. Just not as nearly as much as you're going to be surprised if you moved here, man. It's going to be liquor store, Chinese food. What the hell? Mexican, Chinese, Mexican, liquor store, smoke shop, and that's the way it is. Dollar store, Mexican, dollar store, Chinese food, bar. So just a heads up, man. Got any questions? Anything you want to know about Springfield, let me know. I'm planning on doing a few more videos and some touch-ups. Also, maybe I'll do a video showing you guys some back roads, how to get around all these fools that don't know how to drive in Springfield when it's rush hour. Everybody going down Glenstone and Kearney and Kansas and South Campbell trying to get home, and they're all backed up bumper to bumper, and they can't even make it through a stoplight because it's so busy here now. But if you know the back roads, excuse me, I can get from one side of town all the way to the other side of town in about 20 minutes. From one side of Springfield to the other. So, just got another tricks of the trade. Got any questions? Let me know, man. Hope to hear from everybody. Hit that subscribe button. Trying to get some follows. All right, Shab out.